Mark's asleep too, and he kind of sleeps goofy. But I hear violins. So I'm gonna try and figure out where that's coming from. Sounds like it may be coming from this room, F. So I'm going to knock.
I saw your light. I thought you might be having trouble sleeping.
I had a bad nightmare. It woke me up.
Can I come in?
Why not? Runter, Maxel. Make yourself comfortable. I'm sorry the place is a mess.
Do you always carry a gun on your concert tours?
A woman traveling alone has to be careful.
I would have thought Max was enough protection.
You are not Tyler Whitney. Who are you?
My name is Robert Cath.
What do you want?
Tyler Whitney was a friend of mine.
What's that supposed to mean? Maxel, bleib hier. Sitz.
So I hear something going on. I'm going to follow her.
Let me through. I'm a doctor.
Слышите, как они поют? Таня, посмотри на его руки. Они покрыты шерстью, черной шерстью. Неужели ты не видишь?
Vasily!
What are you doing? What kind of a doctor are you?
Это я знаю. Ты за мною пришел, убийца. Таня, подай мне нож. Я вырежу его сердце и скормлю волкам.
Dedushka! Oh, don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's saying.
Vasily Alexandrovich!
Who are you?
Set it down over there.
Mais pour l'amour du ciel, que signifient ces cris? C'est impossible de dormir dans un tel
Brew this in a
fracas.
tea and give him a cup every 4 hours. Can you do that?
Yes. What on earth is the matter?
Let's clear out. Let him sleep.
Vous avez entendu le docteur. Tout le monde dehors. Il faut le laisser se reposer.
Miss Tatiana, could I speak with you?
Oh, ça c'est rien.
I don't want to frighten you, but I think someone went into my compartment while I was at dinner. No. Would you think I was very silly if I asked you to keep it from me, just until we reach Vienna? Of course not. I would be glad to. You mustn't tell anybody. It will be our secret.
It seems like Anna, the red-headed woman.
Good night, Miss Wolf.
Good night, Mr. Whitney.
Believe somebody has broken into her compartment and maybe was snooping around. So she just gave that Tatiana woman
Monsieur, this is not your compartment.
something
You
to hold
want
on
the
to her
other
for.
sleeping car.
Something to hold on for her. So, and she's going back. So let's see what she says.
Pardon me?
Maybe nothing. I guess not. So, that has died down. That dog is going crazy.
Bonne nuit, monsieur.
So I guess it's just time for me to go back to bed. That guy is still snoring down there. Not much I can do in the middle of the night, so I'm just gonna go back to bed. Okay, so it seems to be morning now, and my bed is no longer a bed, it is a couch. So I guess I'm just gonna snoop around as usual, see what's going on.
Bonjour, monsieur. Bonjour, monsieur.
Still violent music going on, and that guy just went into his compartment. Wonder what he's up to.
Come in.
Milos, we need to talk.
Pazi, možda je naoružan.
August Schmidt thinks I'm Tyler. I went along with it to keep the game going. Now I want to know what the game is.
Nemoj ništa da mu govoriš.
On je bre ženo Tylerov prijatelj.
Tebi je svako prijatelj.
Conley, sit down. Have you heard of unity or death?
Sure. That's Harvard's motto. Where is it, the post office?
Unity or death is a sacred vow. Crna ruka, we have all taken it. Tyler too.
He always liked that sort of thing.
He gave his life for this. Tyler came to us in the winter. We were hiding in the mountains of Bjelašnica, north of Sarajevo.
Šta se njega tiče gde je Bjelašnica?
Pa hoćeš ti me ražaska glava da pustiš da govorim? When Tyler came, we had no food, no guns, nothing. Tyler brought us guns.
What did Tyler want from August Schmidt?
Tyler was given a mission by the general himself. It was a great treasure that belonged to the Serbian people.
What was it?
It was called a Firebird. I never saw it. Tyler was to sell it for gold to buy the guns from the German. If the German finds out that we have lost the gold, everything is lost. You must tell him that we have the gold and that we want to buy the guns.
Why should I help you cheat August Schmidt?
Cheat him? How can you speak of cheating a German? The Germans are taking our land, the food from our children. We are like slaves in our own land. Tyler understood this. If you betray us, you betray the cause he died for.
It's your cause, not mine.
Da ga ubijem odmah.
Zabranjujem ti, on je bio Tylerov prijatelj.
Ti ćeš ga pustiti da izađe odavde? Ti si veća budala nego što sam mislila.
Oh, by the way, Herr Schmidt mentioned that he was having some merchandise put on the train at Munich. So long. Madame.
Izvinite.
Pardon me.
It seems as though Tyler was involved with these Russians or Serbians, I'm not quite sure, in getting guns for them from the Germans.
Bonjour, monsieur.
And he had the Firebird, which is something that His Excellency
Excusez-moi,
Kronos was asking about.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Est-ce que vous avez trouvé un passe-partout?
Non? Vous avez perdu votre clé?
Hier soir, pendant la crise du comte Obolensky. Elle est peut-être tombée de ma poche pendant la confusion.
Cette clé ouvre toutes les portes du train. Je ne voudrais pas paraître suspicieux, mais est-il possible que l'un des passagers vous l'ait volée?
C'est difficile à croire. Enfin, qui?
Peut-être l'Américain. Il a l'air d'un fauteur de troupe. Je l'ai souvent vu traîner dans le couloir.
Le docteur?
Il était là, hier soir, dans le compartiment du comte Obolensky. Il y avait tant de monde, il aurait pu profiter de la confusion pour vous la voler.
Il n'y avait pas tant de monde. Juste Madame Wolf et Mademoiselle Tatiana. De toute façon, la clé a disparu. Soyez attentifs.
Très bien, monsieur.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
So it seems that the master key to the train has gone missing, and somebody has stolen it. So that's interesting, especially considering that those two women were having a conversation about having to keep something safe the night before. So once again, I'm just back to looking around.
Excuse me.
Monsieur.
Trying to see if there's anything going on.
Good morning. How is your grandfather?
He's sleeping.
Good. Don't forget the tea.
I won't. I want to thank you for what you did. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't been there.
Has he been ill for long?
I don't know. I've been living in France. Grandfather came to bring me home to Russia. I knew he wasn't well, but I have written out your poem.
Thank you, Tatiana.
Excuse me.
К вашему сведению, после нанесенного вами оскорбления с дедушкой случился приступ. По-моему, вы горды тем, что причинили мучения старику.
If Vasily Alexandrovich suffers, it's because of his own guilty conscience. I only spoke the truth.
How dare you!
Mademoiselle Tatiana, Это олицетворяет надменность, присущую вашему классу.
Вы сами выходец из того же класса.
Я? Вряд ли. Во всяком случае, это несущественно. Я посвятил свою жизнь строительству бесклассового общества.
Значит, дедушка был прав. Вы в самом деле либерал?
Я думал, что за 4 года пребывания в Париже вы хоть чему-нибудь научились. Видать, буржуазная система образования готовит девушек лишь для замужества, и вы наверняка были надежно защищены от всего даже отдаленно напоминающего идею.
Алексей, зачем вы так говорите? В детстве мы каждый день играли у реки. Неужели вы забыли?
Я помню. That time no longer exists. Good day.
So, Tatiana has translated the scrolls that I gave her last time, and it's called The Firebird, and I'm going to try and read it. It's in cursive, so it may be a little hard for me, but I'll try. Every night in a far-off land, the firebird stole golden apples from the royal garden. The old king said to Prince Ivan, "Go speak with the grey wolf and bring the firebird to me, for I must hear him sing. Grey wolf, when shall I go? Climb on my back and I shall take you there. In the desert heart of a vast southern land hangs a cage of silver bells, on the red neck painted with the old shapes of dream time. The bells rang out when Ivan seized it, but the firebird had flown. Grey wolf, where shall I go? Climb on my back and I will take you a world away as a colder kingdom ringed with blue. In a circle of ancient stones, the firebird guards a horse with a golden mane. The firebird vanished in a night, in a bright flash, as Ivan grasped the reins. Grey wolf, where shall I go? Climb on my back and I will take you on the rooftop of the world. Elena sleeps under the firebird's wing. One look at her and Prince Ivan forgot his quest. He kissed her and she rose. The firebird watched them go. Grey wolf, where shall I go? Climb on my back and I will take you. They turned toward home and tired on the wayside slept his jealous brothers. Seeing them, cut Ivan into 100 pieces. Grey wolf, cried Elena, we must find the wakers of life and death. Grey wolf, where shall I go? Climb on my back and I will take you. In the warm seas, under a cross of stars, on a grassy island, stand the heads of silent gods looking ever outwards. There Elena found the waters of life and death and made Ivan whole. Grey wolf, where shall I go? Climb on my back and I will take you to the city of the temple built by the son of David. When the blue doors opened, Ivan and Elena entered in, and there the firebird waited to open his throat and sing to them. And so they dwelt in harmony all their lives, and each night the firebird sang his song to them, his story to them, until death, the destroyer, came and overtook them as they ran, and burned their bones to fire and then to dust. So that was the story of the firebird that Elena had translated for me. So that's kind of cool. And there's two women talking.
What were you
I may
writing
sit
one morning?
Just my diary.
and listen.
I thought it must be a novel. You were writing such a long time.
And there's a bug.
When can I read it?
You want to
Wonder
read my
if I
diary?
can catch it.
Of course, unless it's a secret.
Well, it is, rather. No one's ever asked me before.
I don't know what to say.
I'm just teasing you. It was just to see the look on your face.
I got it.
Really? Sophie.
You were really funny. You would have thought I was asking to borrow money.
And there's August Schmidt. I think I'm just gonna go and look around some more, though. There's a little boy walking around. And the dog barking, of course. I wonder what that boy's up to in that room with those women. I kind of wish I understood what they were saying, but I don't. And I know there's a lot of me not talking because of listening, but that's how the story goes. I'm going to try and get to Vienna in this video, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to. It's quite a long story to get to there. And there's a portion of this story that I may have to actually cut a little bit of because it's so long and there's nothing going on in it. Oh, there's a little boy. It's on the ground now.
Eh, petit, viens voir.
Tu me le donnes?
Non. Je l'ai trouvé. Il est à moi.
Okay, so
Excusez-moi.
the boy is interested in that beetle I caught.
D'accord. Si tu veux.
Il dort maintenant. Il ne marche plus.
And he's just traded me with something for the beetle. So, let's see, what is this? It's that whistle that little boy has been playing with this
Bonjour,
entire
monsieur.
time on the train. And now I have it, which is kind of cool. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it yet. But I'll hold on to it.
Bonjour, monsieur.
I'm gonna just continue to just look around.
Are you still here? Tell His Excellency I'd like to... Tell him I want to talk to him about the Firebird.
The American, Your Excellency. I believe this time we will not be
So,
separated.
I now want to talk to this Excellency guy about the Firebird he's been talking about.
Come in. Make yourself comfortable. Why, thank you, Kahina. I think I will.
Good morning, Mr. Kapp. I hope you have good news for me today.
That depends. Do you still want the Firebird?
Do you have it?
What happened to Tyler?
The misadventures of Mr. Whitney and his colleagues are of no interest to me. Let us conclude this transaction quickly. We both have many other things to do. I with my collection, and you with your travels and special interests. Your treatment of Vasily Alexandrovich, for example. Datura Stramonium. Very interesting.
It's very simple.
Simple to us, perhaps, but few European doctors would have thought of it. Once in Nigeria, but I digress. Do you have the Firebird?
Not technically.
Then I shall waste no more of your time. I shall look forward to our next meeting, Mr. Kapp.
Okay, so that guy is interested in the Firebird, but I don't have it right now. It looks like I can explore a little bit of his room.
He knows nothing. It is as I thought. The Austrian woman has the Firebird.
Forgive me, Your Excellency.
I told you so last night. Why have you not searched her compartment?
The compartment is guarded, Your Excellency, day and night.
Ah, yes. The dog.
I am not afraid, Your Excellency. But if I enter the compartment, that dog will attack me. If Your Excellency wishes, of course.
I understand, Kay. Several hours remain before Vienna. I will arrange a convenient absence for Miss Wolf. And this animal whose presence seems to make you so uneasy. Then, Kahina, you will find the Firebird.
Yes, Your Excellency.
So I found this book on the couch, and I'm just going through it right now. I'm not reading it out loud, and if you want to read it, you can pause and read it. But it's mainly about the egg, or an egg, that, and the background of this egg that they found. There's a lot of reading in this game, so I'm just going to let it, be on the screen, and if you want to read it, you can pause and read it, but it would take far too long for me to read it all and then continue. But basically, this guy is just talking about how he believes that the wolf girl who has the dog, Anna, has the egg or something, and Kahina can't get past the dog because it's
Bonjour, monsieur.
always trying to guard whatever she's holding.
Herr Whitney, soon we will arrive in München. Are you ready to proceed with our agreement?
The answer is yes, Herr Schmidt. Our deal is on.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the Orient Express is now leaving for Vienna, Budapest, Belgrad, Sofia,
Bitte
and
sehr vorsichtig sein mit diesem großen Koffer. Wir darf um Gottes Willen nicht hinfallen.
Meine Damen und Herren, der Orient Express fährt jetzt in Richtung Wien, Budapest, Belgrad und Konstantinopel ab. Bitte alle einsteigen.
Я вижу, вы такая же бесстрашная, свежая. Девушка, играете в шахматы как мужчина.
It seems like Tatiana and Alexei have made up maybe a little bit and are playing chess now. And we've arrived at Munich.
Замечательно. Трюк, достойный вашего деда.
Ну почему вы все время вспоминаете дедушку? Ведь вы же со мной играете, а не с ним.
Он вас хорошо играть научил.
I've had other teachers.
I hear other talking in the
I'm not a little girl anymore.
No, you're not.
dining cart. So I may go in here.
It was a mistake. It has nothing to do with us.
No, of course not. Ridiculous, really. The idea of a murder on the Orient Express. I don't suppose they happened to mention if they'd identified the body.
I believe he was a foreigner, monsieur.
Was he? A foreigner? How interesting. Excuse me, I couldn't help wondering, is that Miss Anna Wolf that was playing the violin just now?
Yes, monsieur. It is our honor to have Miss Wolf traveling with us.
How delightful. And the private car in the back, that wouldn't be, His Excellency Prince Kronos now, would it?
Yes, monsieur.
How interesting. They say he hardly travels at all in Europe anymore. Just goes to show you. Yeah. I understand Count Obolensky was quite ill during the night.
He's much better today, monsieur. Fortunately, we had a doctor on board.
A doctor? Not a Russian doctor?
No, sir. An American. Monsieur Whitney.
How interesting. Is he actually treating the Count, then?
He has given him a sedative, monsieur.
Sedative?
I believe a sort of herbal tea.
Oh, well, I'm sure he knows what he's doing. Still, it does seem a little irregular. Not that we English see anything wrong with a cup of tea. It can do wonders for an upset stomach. still one rather expects to see the usual paraphernalia. A doctor's bag instills confidence and so on. Given the importance of the patient, I mean. I suppose Mr. Whitney is travelling with quite a bit of luggage.
Monsieur?
No, you know, so many Americans do.
I cannot say, monsieur.
This was the fellow I passed just now in the smoking car. Rather young, isn't he, for a doctor?
I believe he is young, yes.
I must say, he didn't look at all like the usual sort of American one expects to see on these trains. You know, flashing money about. Quite the opposite, in fact. Rather unusual for a young fellow like that to book a double compartment, prices being what they are and all that. Wouldn't you say?
I do not know, monsieur.
Well, I suppose he wants his privacy. Nothing wrong with that.
Monsieur, I really must return now.
No, of course, of course. Don't let me keep you.
Thank you, monsieur. Au revoir.
So that sounded like a new voice.
Premier service.
Who was just joining the train.
Lunch is
And he seemed very interested in my friend Tyler Whitney, who everybody is confusing for me. And he was talking about the rumors of a body being seen. There he goes. And about the claims of seeing a dead body and all of that. And he's just very inquisitive. So maybe we'll see more of him later on.
Herr Schmidt, are you having lunch alone?
As a matter of fact, I'm waiting for a lady.
Have a nice wait.
So, it looks like August Schmidt is waiting for somebody. And maybe I shall just sit around and wait and see what happens as well.
Ah, Miss Wolf, please let me help you.
Oh, thank you.
Are you comfortable? Yes, I'm so glad. Everybody wanted to sit in your seat. I've been like a soldier fighting them away.
Oh,
I
really?
would not let anybody sit here.
And I can just sit here and snoop on their conversations.
What shall we order? Shall we get some wine?
That would be lovely.
I think good red wine, yes? Oh, forgive me. Perhaps you would like something lighter?
My father drank red wine, and I'm afraid I picked up the habit. I know it's not very ladylike.
Nonsense. We will be able to share a bottle. I hope I will not get drunk.
Why?
Oh, I'm turning into a happy little devil, especially when I am surrounded by a beautiful lady.
You are a charmer.
Okay, so they're just talking right now. Doesn't seem too interesting, so I may just leave. See what's going on elsewhere.
Well,
I hear that
wouldn't want
voice
the Royal
again.
Navy to be caught short of fuel oil,
So
would we?
let's see what he's talking
Tell
about.
me, are the reserves in that little town, what's it called again, really as big as they say?
I cannot offer an opinion, monsieur.
No, of course you wouldn't. Quite brave of your wife to go all that way and live in the desert.
She would not wish to be without me. And it will be a good opportunity for Francois. He has a fine scientific mind.
He seems like a very active little boy. I don't suppose you could ask him for my cravat.
I think now that I remember him using it as a kind of sieve to test salinity in the water. Most remarkable in a boy of 7. Don't you agree?
Quite remarkable.
It is the natural curiosity of the scientific mind, monsieur.
Yes, and all that trapped in the body of a little boy.
This guy seems to talk a lot.
Oh, good lord. Not this silly business with Madame K.O. again. So typical to devote weeks on end of the front page to this preposterous murder trial. One would think nothing else was happening in the whole of Europe. What else?
Le train entre en gare de Salzbourg.
So much going on at once.
Why do the reporting details of a murder trial exert such a fascination for the public mind? And not to say it only happens in France.
Le train entre
The
en gare.
English papers are much better. But still, the French do push it rather far. 6 columns across the front page of La Figaro, with complete transcripts of the trial on page 12. It is a bit much. Don't you agree?
Excuse me. This time I took my family.
I don't know why they chose.
My goodness, so it is. Perhaps I'll see you in the
They have so
restaurant.
much going on at once in the same area.
Avec quelqu'un comme ça, on ne sait jamais. Il vous traite comme un moins que rien, vous crache dans la figure, vous menace, et puis un petit cadeau à la fin du voyage, et on peut prendre sa retraite sur la Côte d'Azur.
La Côte d'Azur, c'est pas pour moi. Mes plans de retraite sont faits et ils ne sont pas en France. 1914 sera ma dernière année en Europe.
C'est dur d'attendre, ouais.
Si tu pouvais voir la jolie petite maison qui m'attend à Alger, l'Europe ne te manquerait pas non plus. C'est un paradis.
Excusez-moi,
pour ceux
monsieur.
qui savent l'apprécier.
Demande donc aux dames des derniers compartiments.
Attention, tu ne veux pas risquer la récompense que tu espères recevoir à la fin du voyage, non?
Récompense? La seule récompense qu'il risque de me donner, c'est de faire de moi son collègue avec son sabre. Allez, bientôt.
Allez,
So
à
the
plus tard.
conductors were just talking about whatever, and now this guy seems to be going off to lunch, so I'm going to follow him. It's really just a bunch of back and forth to the same places.
Le jardin était prêt à fleurir. Y aura-t-il des jardins à Abadan?
Le désert n'est pas réputé pour ses jardins, mais pour son pétrole.
Et quand il n'y aura plus de pétrole, François sera aussi sauvage qu'un nomade du désert. Il est déjà tellement impossible. Il rampe par terre et ramasse toujours les choses les plus simples.
Maman, regarde à la fenêtre. Il y a un cimetière.
Le sol est un endroit naturel pour trouver des insectes.
Oh, il est impossible de parler.
The piano's a little bit more difficult.
D'abord le chien, maintenant le violon. Mais c'est vraiment incroyable. Je veux à tout prix parler au chef de train.
Est-ce que c'est elle assise avec le grand monsieur? Je trouve qu'elle est très belle.
I'm afraid you would
François,
find
je
it
t'ordonne
very
de
boring,
manger.
We have a
but
nice
without
table for you right
going
here in the
into
corner.
detail, I will
Enjoy your
say
lunch,
that my work here is not only commerce, and that in my own small way, I'm doing my part for the fatherland.
Okay.
Yes, monsieur.
The escallop. That's a sort of veal cutlet, isn't it?
L'escalope de veau. Yes, monsieur.
Well, I'll have that. Well done, please.
Very good, monsieur.
So this guy has just gone to lunch, and apparently I can talk to him. So we'll see what he's up to.
Mind if I join you?
No, by all means. I don't believe we've been introduced. George Abbott.
Tyler Whitney.
What foul weather. Can't seem to get out of this storm. It must be raining all across Europe. Quite remarkable, really. I understand you've made friends with the Obolenskis. You must introduce me. I'm fascinated by Russia. That was quite a scare you had last night. The chef de train told me you handled it quite well. You didn't happen to notice whether the other Russian fellow, what's his name, the young fellow, was hanging about?
I don't recall seeing him.
I'm afraid the old man has quite lost his head. Still, he has played a role for years as a sort of informal ambassador for the Tsar, if you know what I mean. I didn't know you were a doctor.
And you?
Oh, I'm travelling on business. Every now and then the company has a little matter to take care of on the continent, so off I go. Isn't she enchanting? That violinist, Miss Wolfe, she seems to be getting on rather well with Herr Schmidt. Not her type, I would have thought. Rather a surprise to see Herr Schmidt here. One would think he'd have his hands full back in Germany, what with his factories stepping up production and all that. Such an industrious people, the Germans. I wonder what business he has in the East. But you haven't told me a thing about yourself. Will you be going far?
All the way to Constantinople.
Oh, how lovely. Business or pleasure?
Actually, I'm traveling for my health.
Yes, so nice to get away from one's troubles, assuming one has any. New climates, new horizons and all that. Of course, I don't need to tell you that, you being a doctor. Quite a coincidence your being a doctor, and an American, I mean. When I boarded in Munich, the police were looking for an American doctor who'd got away from the police in Paris. Apparently he's mixed up with those Irish fanatics, Home Rule and all that, the ones that killed that policeman. Papers were full of it. Anyhow, it seems that this young doctor is in quite a bit of trouble.
Don't believe everything you read in the papers.
No, but I do. It's so much more fun that way. Still, it's none of my concern. I say, that jacket looks a bit short in the arms. Was it a French tailor who took it in for you?
I think I'll go check on the Oblinskis.
Yes, of course. Look forward to seeing you again. What a pleasant fellow.
So that guy seems to ask a lot of questions, huh? And as quick as he came in to eat, he's already left.
I have drunk too much wine. I am a little bit dizzy. But you also have drunk, Fräulein Wolf. I am impressed.
I know I don't show it.
Shall we have our coffee in the smoking car?
That would be lovely.
So they seem to be leaving now. And Herr Schmidt is drunk. Just kind of funny how he thinks he's such a ladies' man.
Shall we sit here? I think this will be more comfortable, don't you?
I have eaten so much I could just lie down on one of these couches and go to sleep.
Go right ahead.
Разговоры о политических партиях. Это все делается правящим классом для показухи. Всякое правительство рабство. Все они стоят одно другого.
Ваш ход.
Nehmen Sie etwas Milch?
Ну вот вы все разварили, а подумали вы о том, что будет возведено взамен?
You like it sweet?
Ничего не понадобится возводить взамен тирании. Как только частная собственность будет упразднена, все люди станут равными и свободными. Новое мирное общество образуется само по себе.
Вы так и не сделали ваш ход?
Alexei seems to talk a lot about politics when nobody else wants to. And now George Abbott has just joined the smoking cart area.
Fräulein Wolf, it is a privilege to meet so talented an artist. My name is Kronos.
Your Excellency, you do me a great honor.
My car is equipped with a piano. I wonder if you would do me the favor of joining me in a duet. It will help pass the time on this rather long journey.
What a splendid idea.
Shall we say 3 o'clock?
I shall count the minutes until then. Good day.
Okay, so
Is it very tiresome, your business in Vienna?
Oh, well, you know, you always hope that a man will keep his word. When he does not, one hates to lose a little bit of business, but man kann nicht anders.
Also dann kommt Ihr Geschäft nicht zustande? Ist es abgesagt?
So it seems that Kronos has set up a plan to get Anna out of her room for a while, and that is to hold a concert. And so they're going to have a concert at 3 o'clock. But I'm going to be honest, I do not think that I'm going to be getting to the Vienna this video because it's already at 43 minutes and we're nowhere near that.
Excusez-moi,
So
monsieur.
let me just play a little bit more and then end it for this part.
Excusez-moi, monsieur. Pardon.
Помните, что произошло прошлой зимой в
Oh,
Литве?
I'd better get ready for the concert now.
I will be in the front row.
You're very kind, Herr Schmidt.
Please, call me August.
August makes me laugh. He's like, he thinks he's this little ladies' man. And he has the goofiest lines in the entire game, I think. But yeah, there's a lot of waiting in this area, and
Bonjour, monsieur.
a lot of just walking around and trying to figure out what's next. And sorry about that barking if you hear it. I think the neighbors just let their dog out. I'm not sure though. I may just end this pretty soon because it's getting to the point where there's a lot of waiting around, and that's
me?
Herr Whitney. The merchandise has been loaded onto the train. I have fulfilled my part of the bargain. I want to see the gold.
Our agreement included delivery of the arms in Belgrade. We're not in Belgrade yet.
Herr Whitney, since I boarded this train, I have begun to feel that things are not as they should be. If you cannot reassure me, I intend to get off in Vienna and take my merchandise with me. Guten Tag! Entschuldigung.
So August Schmidt wants to see the gold that I do not have at the moment.
But of course, mademoiselle.
Or he is going
Pardon me?
leave with his merchandise, which is guns, I think the Russian said, in Vienna.
Bonjour, monsieur.
So I gotta come up with the gold fast, or I'm going to be kind of in trouble here, and everything's going to go wrong. So it's just a matter of
Pardon me?
Of course, monsieur.
finding some gold.
Excusez-moi, monsieur. There you are, monsieur. Is everything all right?
Everything is fine, thank you.
Pardon me?
That's just the German going into his compartment.
Très bien, monsieur. Je m'en occupe.
Je m'excuse. Excusez-moi. Excusez-moi.
C'est le conducteur, madame. Excuse me, mademoiselle. Prince Kronos requests the honor of your presence this afternoon at 3 o'clock in his private car. He has arranged a small concert.
My grandfather?
If mademoiselle will permit a small suggestion, perhaps a change of air would do you good. Mademoiselle Wolf is a world-famous violinist. It would be a shame for you to miss the concert.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon, mademoiselle. Pardonnez-moi.
Pardon me?
So he's just inviting everybody to Prince Kronos'
Excuse me, Monsieur Whitney.
concert.
Bonjour, monsieur.
He's a conductor or whatever. I don't know who he is.
Excusez-moi, monsieur. Ah, Monsieur Whitney. Prince Kronos wishes to invite you to a concert in his private car. Madame Wolf will play the violin.
And he wants me to be there.
Oh, yes, monsieur. 3 o'clock. His Excellency was most eager that you should attend.
Okay, so I have just now been formally invited to that concert that's going on.
Bonjour, Monsieur
Je dois
Whitney.
dire que je suis très surprise qu'une compagnie aussi respectable satisfasse avec tant d'indulgence les caprices de créatures excentriques, d'artistes, au point d'ignorer ses clients les plus respectables. Je pensais avoir acheté un billet pour un train de grand luxe, pas un ticket pour le cirque.
Je comprends, madame. Votre opinion est entièrement justifiée. Je vais en parler au chef de train immédiatement.
Je souhaite que vous fassiez plus que lui parler. Je souhaite vivement que cet animal soit expulsé des voitures-lits. M'avez-vous comprise?
Oh oui, madame.
So I've just stumbled upon this woman who is the mother of that little boy, I think.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Being angry about the dog, who is Anna Wolf's dog, and she's upset about it being loud and everything, so she wants the dog removed. And she was just telling the conductor about that. And if you can hear my dogs
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
shaking in the background, it's raining out. So you may hear their collars jingling a little bit. I'm sorry about that.
Qu'est-ce que je peux faire pour vous?
Je suis désolé, mais l'une des passagères s'est plainte du compagnon de voyage de Madame Wolf. Pour être plus précis, Madame Boutarel.
C'est très gênant. Vous n'avez pas réussi à l'amadouer.
C'est délicat. Vous comprenez, Madame Boutarel et son mari ne sont pas invités au concert de Madame Wolf. Rien n'est pire qu'une femme vexée. Et je crois bien qu'elle ne soit pas prête à abandonner.
Dommage. Les règles sont les règles. Annoncer la triste nouvelle à Madame Wolf et emmener son chien dans le compartiment à bagages.
Moi, monsieur?
Oui, vous. Pourquoi? Vous avez peur des chiens?
Non, 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 monsieur. J'adore les animaux.
Alors c'est très bien. Faites pour le mieux. Et surtout présentez nos excuses à Madame Wolf. Souvenez-vous qu'elle est l'une de nos meilleures clientes. Elle a voyagé dans ce train plus souvent que vous.
Je le sais, monsieur.
So they were just speaking about how they're going to have to get rid of that dog and put it somewhere else. As you can see, it barks all the time. Some people are annoyed by that. And I'm sorry if you hear my throat is making such a strange noise tonight. I have a dry throat, so I shouldn't have started making a video. Doesn't seem like anything's going on in here still. Just so we're at Etning.
Yeah, wer ist da?
C'est le conducteur, madame.
Come in.
Excusez-moi, madame. Je suis vraiment désolé. But we have received a complaint about the barking.
Oh no.
Of course, for you, we have always made an exception. But now that a passenger has complained,
Must he go to the baggage car?
the passenger has insisted, madame. What can I do?
Just a moment. Oh, mein Kleiner, sei nicht traurig. Es wird dir schon gut gehen im Gepäckwagen. Komm her, mein Schatz. Oh, na komm.
Forgive me, madame.
You make sure he has plenty of water. He really doesn't like the baggage car.
Of course, madame. You are kind. I'm very, very sorry.
Oh, so he's now taking the dog somewhere else on the train so he can't annoy the rest of the passengers. And I actually think this is where I'm going to end it for today.
Excuse me.
As it's